everybody. Hello. Okay, first things first. Valerie is pretty under the weather this week. We were due to do a show on her channel this Wednesday, but she was pretty under the weather. She was really optimistic that she was going to be able to do it this morning at 10 o'clock. But no, she really needs to take good care of herself then. And but we're going to go ahead and send her wonderful good wishes. And I'm going to actually just, if anybody needs a little bit extra for their tum-tums, because she's got a little bit of tummy struggles, I'm just going to do just a direct energy. So you can put your hands up to my hands if you want to. Uh-oh. Am I live? Is everybody seeing me? Hello? It says I'm live. I've got 3 people looking, so I'll just carry on then. Okay, great. Thanks, Annie Bear. I thought I'd done something yet again, so that was kind of crazy. Anyways, this is just mostly for Valerie, but if anybody's got any tummy struggles, I'm just basically going ahead and sending some pure light out through the hands right now. So there we go. Wonderful. Okay, well, thank you so much for being here, everybody. I see Annie Bear is Miss here, and I see Miss Judy is here, and I see Miss Teresa Ford is here. Yay! Yay! Well, thank you, and thank you to everybody that's here, and we'll be seeing this on the future, on the replay, and for anybody that might be lurking, if you're busy doing stuff and you just really can't be here on the chatter stuff. Basically, welcome to everybody. As I was saying, I was going to be doing a show this week with Valerie, but unfortunately, we'll have to reschedule for that one. So if you see her out and about, Valerie with Illumination Portal, if you could just send her well wishes and good vibes, whatever methods you like to do, like candles or send out angel prayers or just whatever your technique is, go ahead and send those to her. Hi, Hypnicity. How you doing today, my fellow wombat? Got a Kopa Nui in the home. Hi, Tea Chicken. Tea Garden Chicken. Hello, Missy. Wonderful. Oh, we've got quite a few people coming in today. That's great. Great. Okay. Well, mostly I was just going to come in and hang out a bit. We've been doing an awful lot of stuff with my Lemurian information, but I thought we might do some pure energy stuff this week for this one. So we'll be, I've already done a little bit, but basically, there's a lot. If you can send, there's a lot of extra energy whenever a group comes together and can group focus on something. That definitely helps with things. I apologize for my hair. I got caught out in the rain this morning, so the curls just kind of do what the curls are going to want to do. Well, hello. We're going to say I love you to Frankie Bird. Frankie's out there. Yay. Just doing a little bit with the tuning fork. This one is for Ohm, and it is at 136.1 hertz. If I remember correctly, I think it is for the heart from Mother Earth. Aww, we love Frankie Bird. Frankie Bird's so sweet. Yay. Oh, I know. Yep. Miss Dame Maggie Smith got her wings. She was incredible, though. I love the fact that she just kept active, and she sent so much light and happiness out to people in the world. I have the Star of David in my natal chart. Star of David is actually, it's very similar to what we call Ma'ita, with the Lemurian uh, the symbols that we'll use in Lemuria. That one is known as Ma'ita. I did someone say shenanigans? Oh, that reminds me. Hang on just a second. I need to. Yeah, she was gorgeous when she was younger. And, she held her beauty even when she was much, much, much older. I wanted to speak to this right quick because I know this is the season where everybody goes in and we all go for different shots, different vaccines, especially if you've got little ones that are going back in to school. A lot of times they'll actually put the stuff out for the older people. And so all I'm going to say on this is with the vaccines, know your reasons for getting a vaccine. Make sure that you're actually in good health before you get your vaccinations. And yeah, see, you ended up with 2 shots, didn't you? One in each arm. Yeah. And that's just it. If you can go for fewer shots, because when we first started off doing vaccinations, we had a certain set. You had the big childhood 5. But the older and older and older that we get, the more and more and more we're jacking into these vaccines. And what a vaccine does is it gives you a minuscule amount of, and in a lot of cases it's dead, but sometimes it's called a modified live. And so what's happening is that tiny, tiny, tiny bit of that virus is being injected into your arm to provoke a response from your immune system, which is why you need to make sure that you've got good health before you try to vaccinate. And then it can take anywhere from a week. Sometimes it's only going to take 2 days, but sometimes it'll take up to a week. So you'll definitely want to plan for your vaccines, and just recognize that your body is going to be doing a really big lift, because what's happening is you're asking your immune system, you've just provoked a response from your immune system. That means it's updating its folders and files, and it is giving itself information so that if you are exposed to that in the future, it'll be able to launch a response to what you've been inoculated against. So that being said, yes, the sites where you've been injected probably are sore, although if you have any kind of huge swelling, rashes, or bruising that comes from that, any streaks or anything that comes from that vaccine site, get yourself back to your doctor or your health provider for that. You'll need that looked at immediately. Because that's an inappropriate response to the vaccine. But you should feel fevered. You should feel malaise. If you can avoid taking anything that will reduce a fever, I know it sounds really counterintuitive, but if you can allow it should have given you a slight fever. And nap a lot so that your body gets the opportunity to go ahead and recover from the vaccine. That's what that is doing for that provokes that response. And is there anything else? Is this a release? No, it's a continuation of the carbon-based medicine that we have down here right now. And so it's if it is something where you find it is, woke up every 2 hours in pain. Annie Bear, if those were your arms, the pain should be lessening each hour and each day as you go further out. If it's actually increasing, I would get my butt back to the doctor or to the ER, because that means that you'll be having, what by that I mean, you know your pain levels. So like, say they gave you the injection. Yeah, an injection's going to hurt. You're going to feel achy and cruddy and everything. But if it's swelling and, like I said, bruising or getting worse and worse and worse as you go further, definitely get to the doctor, because you're having a reaction to it that's not standard. And as they go forward, especially as they get spiffy doodle with their new modified RNA vaccine types, go ahead and take out your reading glasses. Take a look at what you're putting into your body, um, because they're going to be more challenging to your body going forward. So just know what you're getting. Definitely be prepared that it's going to take some time, and your body is intentionally. That's what the whole, like I said, that's what the whole purpose is for the vaccine, is that it was intended to provoke that response in your body. And if you're concerned about something like you've had vaccines or what have you, and you're just really not keen on the idea, or if it's causing you, I won't say side effects because that's not quite the right term, but if you're seeing things like you just really didn't appreciate some of the extra gunk that might have come with that process, you can take chelation tablets, and let me write that down for you so that you can look it up. They're tablets that you can take, and chelation. They will help to detox heavy metals and heavy minerals. That's what those are for. Those pull those back out of the body if you've got too many of those. Okay. Yep. Oh, wonderful. Okay, great. And there again, if you're doing that, be sure that you don't try to do your usual workouts. You can certainly back yourself off from your usual load. Like this, I walked 2.5 miles today. Say your standard is 4, that would be perfect. So you can certainly back it off. Hey, look at a 111. And the most important thing is that, like I said, as you're going forward, you are the highest authority on you. So if you look at the vaccine stuff and everything, and your body says, yes, I want to do the flu shot, or yes, I want to do any of the other stuff, go ahead and feel free to sign up with that. But yeah, that's the medicine from what we were birthed into. That's our regular standard medicine. We are in between two worlds. So definitely use your own wisdom for this. And the chelation will definitely help. As Hypnicity is saying, be sure to check the ingredients. And I would say check the ingredients on all your vaccines. Also check the ingredients on your chelation tablets. When you go to look at them, I don't have a preferred brand or anything. It's going to be making sure that it works for your body. That's what the important thing is. Because like I said, you're going to be the highest authority for what works on you. So we're going to squidgy do back up here. There we go. Yep, prescribed medicine. Good. Casserole and everything. And like I said, yeah, it's like Hypnicity, not taking anything. Did some, no. It's really, it's entirely up to each person's choices. Yeah. Great. Oh, how cool. No, Annie Bear. We's getting younger, actually. Yeah, let's go backwards with that. We don't have to get older. That's just it. I tried that getting old thing, and I don't think that worked. It didn't work for me, so let's just go the opposite direction, yeah? Yeah, it's like this with Hypnicity. I look for organic options. That's a good idea. Excuse me, especially with the supplements, because if you're looking for the organic options, what's happened is a lot of times those are herbal, and so when they don't have pesticides for your supplements, because a lot of the stuff is based on different herbs and things, you're actually going to get a much higher, like let's do polyphenols, for example. You're going to have a much higher concentration of polyphenols that are in the plants whenever they go to get harvested, because the plants themselves have actually created a stronger immune system response to the bugs. And so a lot of times they'll pack more of a punch. That's kind of the same thing like with, I think regular raised food has its place. But if you are in there and you're eating an apple that's organic versus an apple that has been regular produced, you'll taste a difference. Sometimes I don't care. Sometimes I'm just going to grab an apple because I want an apple. Other times I'm really going for the flavor and the extra benefits and everything. Yeah, opting for healthy instead of aging. Exactly. There you go. Sent the clock spinning counterclockwise. Works for me. I know, right? There we go. Go backwards with it. Oh, so cool. Absolutely. Okay, so I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to do right quick is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do just a very fast Lemurian harmony, and that takes 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. We're going to be coming up to Kitty Hee soon, but right now we're in the sign of Namu, and so this is the sign of the dove, and that essence is peace. And so today and tomorrow are our last days of Namu. And so we're going to go ahead. Yay! Hi, Lori Singer. We're about ready to do a Lemurian harmonization here. Yeah, I know. We've got the lambs representing here. We've got a wombat. Lori, what do you remember what yours is? Off the top of my head, I want to say tyranny, but I'm not positive. Which would be the hummingbird. I was just curious. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and do the harmonization right quick. Tihe, ori, ara, mahaka watahi, ite ingawa, to irita otawana, wayuatapu, ite ingawa, tefinui, drani tau, wayuatapu, ite ingawa, tefaya tamatua tama, wayuatapu, tihe, ori, ara. Wonderful. Ah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Well, I had thought, well, since this week, as I said, I was supposed to be doing the show with Valerie at Illumination Portal. I was trying to remember what her channel was named, and it was going to be the energy base this week. So I thought what I would do is go ahead and just go through our meridians today. Oops, you reloaded your page, huh? But yeah, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to turn off the comments while I do this right quick. And then that way, anybody like Frankie, for our critter friends, but also for us as humans, what I'm going to do is, that's wonderful. Daisy May, my Shih Tzu, she loves that. That's just so sweet. That's so sweet. There we go. Oh, you think you get excited and it affects the iPad? I do that too. If my energy field is really, really high, it will affect my electronics. My mom is like way worse with electronics than I am. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hopefully toggle off the comments. There we go. Okay, great. So I'm going to put the comments back on whenever I finish. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and settle down, and I'm going to dial through the meridians for everybody. As I know some of my critter friends have been getting a little left out lately. So this is for people too, because people are critters too. And then I can go back to chatting after we have finished. So if you feel me, I've started on the base of the neck, right on the left-hand side, where the skull joins the back of the neck. Sometimes you'll be able to feel me. If you don't feel me, don't worry about this. As I'm working the energy on this, your meridians are going to be affected no matter what. It won't matter if you feel it. There we go. I'm going to keep trying to talk as I go along too. I'm sorry if it seems like I've been doing inappropriate laughing, especially like at the beginning whenever I was trying to tell everybody about Valerie being under the weather. I've had about a pod of about 3 or 4 dolphins that keep coming in whenever I'm getting ready to do these lives. And so their energy is just kind of bubbly. And so a lot of times I'm laughing. And it's like, that's not really the appropriate time to be laughing. But, you know, they do that funny little clicky sound that just, it triggers me to laugh every single time. So they've decided to join in a little bit today, and they're lightening the mood. I know I've been really happy with the longer we've gone in this September, the calmer things have been. I think people picked up on, I've been encouraging people. 639 is a solfeggio frequency that would have worked great for peace, but basically any frequency that's 600 hertz or above promotes the peace. And right now I'm working on the shoulder blade on the left-hand side. This is between the shoulder blade and the spine. Frankly, that's a little tight. Okay, that's better. It's more human than it is critters, although I've got a couple critters that are a little, that's better. And again, if you do any yawning, sneezing, coughing, burping, or passing gas while I'm doing this, be sure to get yourself a drink of water afterwards. Not tea, not milk, not coffee, not soda, but I actually need you to use real water for this if you've done any of those signs, because that means that as I'm going through here, that triggered a release on one of your meridians, and that's actually dumped a little bit of toxins into your bloodstream. So you'll need to use the water to flush it out. You don't have to go over gung-ho-y with it, just a decent drink of water. Even 4 ounces will work. Just trying to get that out of your system. Better out than in, as they say. Whew. On the forearm and the left wrist right now. Yeah, that was a good release. That was a pastern from a dog and a horse at the same time. So human wrist. Okay, I'm going to be quiet here for just a second as I work on the left structure. It can be a hand for a human, paw for a dog or a kitty, wing, Mr. Frankie Bird, beautiful. And of course the hoof for our horse friends. This is kind of some strong energy down here, so let me just work on this a second. Probably going to lose my ability to speak here as I go into this. This is actually going to take just a little bit extra energy, grounding into Mother Earth. Good. Okay, team points. Good. Back up the arm. Yeah. Great. Okay, now I'm going to work on the back, on the left-hand side and the spine itself. I'm going to do some extra on the spines today. I'm just kind of sensing some older bodies, energy bodies coming in. So we're just going to do some extra energy, get this nice and juicy again. Everything in our body gets renewed. Every cell gets replenished. Every cell, that includes our bones. So we can actually recode and encourage our bodies to lengthen the telomeres and put down the same pattern of the bone structures as we had whenever we were much younger. Oh yeah, there we go. That feels way better. Great. Okay, I'm going to do the meridians that run right alongside the spine on the left-hand side. Great. Release on the rib cage. We're going to release a little bit of the energy that's in between it's the loins area. Depending on the species, will depend on how much strain or stress or pressure is placed on this area. The flank area, almost everybody's ticklish. And that's because we have a lot of pressures that lever into this small area. It's highly articulate for a lot of different bodies. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to work on the tails. Out. Wonderful. Okay. Working on the left leg now. I'm going to do some extra TLC for the knee joint in humans. It's the stifle that's in the, there we go. Dog, horse, cat. Just going to do a little bit of extra oomph on this. I have a feeling I've got some older bodies that are hooking into this energy today. So, great. Okay, we're going to aim down towards the ankle. Beautiful. And down towards our feet. Beautiful supportive structures. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Great. And into Mother Earth. Ooh, gorgeous. Okay, we're going to come back up. And we have actually some elemental energy has just joined the room today, along with the dolphins that are coming in. I just had an aqua color elemental. It looks like a fairy joined in. You guys are getting some extra added energy in here today. Okay, great. I'm going to go up to the base of the skull on the right-hand side. Right. Here we go. Let's go for those meridians over there. Wow. Humans, if you could just lift your chin up just a little bit for me. We're just going to make sure that your jaw is parallel to the floor if you can. And that helps to take some of the pressure off of the back of the neck. Sometimes those muscles, we look so much down at our hands, down towards the ground, and that'll pull our neck muscles forward. Woo! That was a nice pop, everybody. Yep, and that's just it. If you just lift your chin up just a little bit so that it's parallel with the floor, that loosens up all those neck muscles and it allows you to get the space in there, takes the pressure off. Great. Okay, now we're going to work on your right shoulder, spine, and in between your shoulder blade. Okay, everybody. I'm getting a lot of liver challenged on this side. And the structure, it's the large intestine meridian. Don't panic. It's the meridians and that's just that I'm working with the energy system. Even though I'm saying these organs, and you can have corresponding things show up with the organ itself. These are energy structures that I'm working with. So sometimes they get congestion. The energy will get stagnant, and that can cause the stagnation to show up in the actual organ. Or sometimes it's just simply your organs aren't processing the food that you've had. Let's say you've had a big meal, but then you've had a really strong stress response right after that meal. Because you're in a fight and flight response, your body's not going to digest the meal very well. Well, that congestion then shows up on your meridians. Right now, I'm at the elbow. Somebody has, actually, that's not too bad. I usually have a tennis elbow person show up at the right, but that elbow is actually getting better and better. That's wonderful. So I'm going to work down the forearm. Great. We're going to go down into the wrist. Okay, and we just switched to somebody's hoof. So I've got a horse here with a hoof. So we're just going to send a little bit of extra energy into that. And then into Mother Earth. Hit the 10 points. That's great. Okay, great. We're going to go to the back on the right-hand side. Again, a little bit of extra energy to our spines. Woo! Actually, I'm going to sit here for just a second because I'm getting told that I need to go up to the base of the spine and just power wash the neck. And we're going to do the thoracic vertebrae in the same power wash. Great. Okay, great. Just going to cascade that all the way down like a waterfall, all the way down the back again. There we go. Great. Okay. I'm on the right-hand side, working through the meridians on the right-hand side on your back. Great. Those are nice. Rib cage. In between the hip and the loin area. Great. Okay. We're going to do an extra bit on the right-hand side between the spine and the point of hip. Basically, the back of the pelvis is what this is. You know, in humans especially, there's a lot of structures, although we also get this in horses and dogs, working dogs especially. This back part with the croup. There's just a lot of different working muscles that hold things together between the hip and the spine. Great. Okay, great. That's a good release. We're going to go down the right side, right leg. Good, good. Ooh, nice. Okay, great. The right knee and the right stifle feels pretty good over here. Ouch, except somebody's got something on that inner knee. Hang on a second. Just a little bit extra there. That was an ouch, wasn't it? Yep. Oh, that's beautiful. Somebody's got a dark bay horse. Let's see if we can get you some extra energy on that, honey. Okay, great. Good. Down. Wonderful. Okay, we're at the hawk. On humans, this is going to be your right ankle. This actually feels a little fiddly today. I'm going to spend just a little bit extra time in this. Oh, yeah. Got a stomach meridian that goes on the front of the ankle. For the dog. Okay, there it goes. There it goes. That's good. And down towards the fetlock. Several different structures. Wonderful. Okay, great. Now we're going to bring the energy up the front. Flood the abdomen with some pure energy. Get the tummies going in the correct direction here. Good. I go onto the chest, under the clavicles, collarbones. Horses say we don't have those, but that's okay. We still have meridian points for that. Beautiful. Okay, great. I'm going to work a little on your face. Massage the skull, around the ears. I don't know about you lot, but my ears have been ringing with new rings this morning. I've had the ringing in the ears for quite some time. Obviously, you can go to your doctor if you need, but that is one of the more common ascension symptoms is you start to hear the high-pitched tones coming in. Wow. I'm going to go behind the eye structure and actually work a little behind the eye and also the eye socket and the eye structures itself. There seems to be a little bit of sinus and congestion in that today. Great. Okay, great. That feels like it's really, really releasing. Good, good, good. If I've released sinus, you guys might have a streaming nose here in just a second, because all that gunk underneath the eyes, it needs to release into the sinus cavity and drain down and out. Okay, great. We're going to do the roots of the teeth. the teeth themselves, TMJ, which is where the ear and the jaw join. There are some tricky little nerves around that structure, so let's just make sure that's all nice and soothed. The lower jawbone, roots of the teeth, and the teeth, root of the tongue, roof of the mouth. Great. We're going to go back to the back of the throat. Good. Down to the hyoid bone in the throat. Some of us don't speak our truth. And that is what Kitty Heat is about, that we're coming into, will be the sign of the Lamb. And so we will be speaking more of our truth. Just because we can speak it doesn't mean we have to, but we definitely want to make sure that this is all good and released, because this also is where our structures are for our throat, is also going to be for our immune responses as well. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, great. We'll bring up some energy. Great. Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you. Whew, that was whew, that was quite a lot of energy there. Whew. Yay. Yep, drinking water. Mm-hmm. Well, I sincerely hope that everybody that needed energy balance for their meridians, all of our critter friends, all of our furry and feathered family members. There we go. And obviously for our own. Oh, you are so welcome. Your right knee and your ankle. Yay. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Yay. Downloads. Were you getting downloads from that, Judy, or was that from earlier? I'm going to go up a little bit. Oh, yeah, we're at the Hawk. It's Judy, or I think it was Tea Chicken, maybe? Got that right. That's the ankle for people. Yeah, and the sacredness, the sacredness of the land. When I'm working on the throat structures, and we are working on speaking our truth, there is profound power in holding your wisdom in. It can be in sacred silence, so you don't have to blurt out your information. You can actually radiate that. Oh no, I'm so sorry, hypnicity. My nose is running. Well, that works, better out than in, and it should taper off pretty quick for you. Sometimes what happens with the sinus responses is that it does a lot of flushing, and it's to flush the gunk out. And so if you're in an area where you have like forest fires, or where you've got a storm that rolled in, or where you're in an area that has a lot of pollen or mold in the air, you can do a simple little breathing pattern where you take a breath in, and then you make short exhales through your nose like this. And then what it does is it causes the hairs that are up inside your sinus cavity, they'll kind of stand up on it, and then they begin to do their flushing out thing. It's one of the things that I learned from whenever I was doing the working around the dogs. Helps to clear the nose. I'll be darned. Look at that. Just below the spot where the brain aneurysm is. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Anyway, so we'll just go back down here. Yay. Oh, wow. That is so cool. Yay. Wonderful. Looked into the sunlight. You need to be careful with your eyes as you do that, though. Some people will be more prepared than others, but looking directly into the sun for too long can damage your eye structures. Oh, you are so welcome. Yay. I'm so glad that I went ahead and did this. Yay. So glad. Yep. My left scapula underneath. Yep. Oh, yeah. You're so welcome. So, not numbers. Yeah, you're probably seeing the light codes that are coming in. Yep. Oh, symbols. Symbols. Yeah. Yeah, the codes themselves. Yeah, absolutely. Felt my vision go soft. That's just it. And what I tend to do, because I tend to be one of the cloud dwellers, I really, although sometimes I will look directly into the sun. It just depends on if I'm getting the impetus to do it or not. But I usually look down on the ground where the light is casting down, and I can see light codes. And it's the same thing whenever I'm walking around. A lot of times I'll see that dazzling light, and it'll be in between me and like the house, or in between me and the barn. And then I stand there and I let my eyes stay open as long as it's comfortable. And then I just wait, because I don't know what it is that they're doing, but it seems to be doing activations in me. Yeah, the light's been changing. Absolutely. Yeah. And it is profound. For today and tomorrow will be the last 2 days of Namu, and that's the sign of the dove. So we are currently in the sign of Namu. And again, the Namu sign of the dove. There we go. And the essence of that is peace. So anything that you can do to just enjoy that. But the undistorted light is coming through our sun, which is called Wahi. And so going ahead and getting the light codes from our sun as it's coming through, you're definitely getting the upgrades. Oh yeah. That's beautiful, Judy. Yay. Cloud watcher when I was a kid. Yeah, feeling the peace. Well, and it's going to be interesting too, because when we move into, we're going to have 2 days of Ma'ita coming up, and that's going to be on Sunday and Monday. Yep, Sunday and Monday. So those are going to be 2 days of Ma'ita, and that is the pure undistorted light coming from the central sun, and that will be coming onto planet Matea, our planet Earth. She used to be known as Gaia, but now she's called Matea. And so as we go into those 2 days, what you're getting is a mixture of the peace essence that came in all of the month of September. And then we're also getting in some of the truth essence that we will be moving into in the month of October. So that's going to be the month of the Kirihi. And so that will be the next essence, the next flavor that we move into. And so whenever we go into October, which is Kirihi, what'll happen then will be the undistorted light will come from the central sun, Ma'ita, and then it will come through the stargate of Tu'ahi, and that will be Venus. Let me check my chart. Yes, Venus in the morning. It's always helpful to double check your star charts. Yeah, Randy's a Ma'ita. Let me type in what Ma'ita looks like for you. Ma'ita. And then we're going to be coming into, because Ma'ita is the crystal light of days. And then we will be coming into Kirihi, which I always pronounce that one with a T, because I got to be honest. I struggle with the R in there. I'll get there eventually. It's like me with Totoroa. It took me so long to be able to say Totoroa. Just gotta lean into it. So I'm sure in time I'll be able to say Kirihitu. Yeah, it's for Venus. Oops, I left off the V. Yeah, and it will be worldwide. It won't just be, the essence won't just be for the people born in October. Venus in the morning. It'll be for all of us to lean into that. So Venus in the morning is to, I can't type and speak at the same time. There we go, to Ahi. Well, and you know, the neat thing about it's like this, it's perfect, kind of perfect that we're going to get it for this month. Seems we need it more than ever. I'm curious to see what's going to happen because, you know, we get down here on planet Earth and we're so busy shaking our sticks and yub-wubbing at each other like a bunch of Ewoks. And I'm curious to see what other truth is out there and in the universe that might be delivered as well. Hey, Karen. How you doing, woman? Oh, the moon. The moon is Waho. So that will be, the moon is Waho. And our sun is Wahi, which is what we're in currently. We're in Wahi. So, Karen, you totally missed our energy clearing. I did meridian balancing just a wee bit earlier. But I'm so glad you're here. Yay, you and your beautiful kitties. Actual kitties. I'm hoping it will be the truth will set us free energy. I think it's going to be, you know, I really do think that it will be that any truth that comes in that really is a true. It's like you don't know what you don't know. So when we've had these amazing breakthroughs, then you stand there and you think, man, I really wish I had known that sooner. But you operate with the system that you know, the information that you know at any given point. So it's almost it's one of those things where I think as it comes in, it's going to be perfect, truthfully. So, truthfully. Good morning, Cosmic Blue Avian. Oh, yeah. Almost 4 a.m. Yeah, I was up at 3 a.m. Oh, let me see. I watch it later. I wonder if Valerie can accept a healing off you in the show. Valerie's actually already had energy healing from me earlier this week. And so she can absolutely rewatch it again. I don't know if she's napping right now or not. I know she was earlier. Who was this? Or tell people what you do. You healed my mom, my brother, the cats, and now Valerie. I know. She really did a number to herself. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and she was doing a detox, and so when you go to do a detox, normally traditionally we'll only do a detox maybe once a year or twice a year. You do have to set aside time for that, and you do need to be careful. People that have critters, we have come across because what happened was she had a response to the detox. Her body went yay, but this is where you have to be careful with what you're doing because her body went yay. I have this space to clean and clear, and so everything that it had stuffed into her body, all of it tried to get out at once, and so it makes you sick, really, really scary sick. And so people that have horses, especially, but even if you have kitty cats or puppies, you're going to know that if you do, like, say, a deworming on your dog and cat, you do have to be careful. If they have an extreme worm burden, you really have to work with your vet. And what's going to happen is you really just want to, even though your instinct initially is kill them all, what's going to happen is you need to do that small. You need to do it just a little bit at a time so that the body, because what happens is when the parasite load gets killed off, well, that's great, but then you've got a whole bunch of dead stuff that's in your body. And see, when she was doing the detox, it's the same thing. If you have, say, a lot of candida, like women will know, a yeast infection, what's going to happen is, Valerie has no internet, but she also, like I said, I want to say that was Tuesday. I did an actual real deep one on her for the energy healing. And she's also had energy floated throughout this week. So energy wise, she's good. It's just, I'm concerned about if she carried on with the detox. And I know she went to the doctor yesterday. I'm hoping that because I told her to immediately stop what she was doing and to do some things. And so that's what I'm going to tell you people today. If you're doing your detox and say you've got an extensive die-off of candida, then good. I'm glad for that. What's going to happen is you've got all this gunk that has just croaked in your intestines that needs to get out. And so you need to then back up what you're doing. You're going to be using things like activated charcoal, which will work like a sponge, but you need to then shift into supporting your body. So what I mean is when you're doing a detox, by all means, go ahead and follow whatever the protocol is. But if you start to have flu symptoms, exactly, and this is exactly why I'm telling you, she didn't know what happened either. And so this is why I'm telling you, people, like I said, people that have dogs and cats will get this, because what happens is when you're doing the detoxing, you one of the side effects that can happen is if your body is carrying, say, like I said, a large yeast infection, or if you have parasites, which I know right now in our first world nations, we all think that we won't have parasites, but trust me, if you've got critters at all, detoxing doesn't hurt because you're gonna have some. It's just a fact of life. I don't care who you are, because you accidentally pick that up. So, but the important thing is that you are careful as you're doing it, that you don't go super duper gung ho. And so things that are going to be supportive to that are going to be things like activated charcoal. You want to make sure that if you're still using some sort of vitamins and mineral stuff, that you don't take activated charcoal near that, because what's happening is the activated charcoal absorbs everything. Some of the stuff that people will use also for detox can accidentally remove all of the tummy bacteria. That means even your good tummy bacteria. So if you're doing a detoxing, you will want to introduce some form of fermented foods. And by that, I mean sauerkrauts, kimchi. You can do good yogurts. Do not do the sugar bombs that they have in the store. You're going to want to do something like a farmer or a Greek style yogurt, so that you're basically reseeding, or just simply get yourself a bottle of regular probiotic. That means good tummy bacteria, in order to reseed your tummy. It's the same reason why whenever they use antibiotics, after doing the antibiotics, you're going to really need to reintroduce your good tummy bacteria afterwards, because antibiotics do not discriminate. Whenever you're taking those, they're going to wipe out absolutely everything in your tummy. So you're going to need to be sure that you're reseeding it with the fermented foods. And you definitely want to make sure that you're taking care. Yeah, you need to definitely be careful. I know it's a really good cleanser. And this is the other thing too. Like some people, when they switch to a carnivore type diet. That's actually an elimination type diet. And so a lot of people will be on, like, say, a vegetarian or regular standard omnivore type diet, which is usually what a human does. But plants don't want to be eaten either. In fact, the only plant that I have seen, and I think they're sadomasochists, truthfully, and hopefully YouTube won't hate me for that word, but um, grasses. I don't know why, but grasses actually enjoy being eaten. Every other plant, however, they don't want to get eaten any more than an animal does. And so what they do is they will put poisons into their bodies, which means that as you're eating the stuff, depending on where you're eating it from, will depend on what kind of, we'll say, anti-animal defense mechanisms plants put into their bodies. One of them is called oxalates. And I'm going to put this into the, oops, thought I was typing. I was not typing. So this is one of the ones that you can look on YouTube for more information. There's a gal out there, and that was just it. She started to have a lot of trouble. She was vegetarian, and she began having a lot of really, really bad health struggles. And so when she was looking through her food and the diets and everything, she discovered that this was, a lot of her stuff were very high in these oxalates. And the important thing, because don't panic, it's a lot like the ancient Greek thing. You know, if you start looking at, oh my gosh, I can't eat this, oh my goodness, I shouldn't eat that, you'll end up reaching a problem where you can't eat or drink anything. In fact, you can't even breathe the air because there's going to be something in it. So all things in moderation was what the Greeks used to say too. Yep. You know, honestly, Teresa Ford, I'm beginning to think that that's the reason that they're happy being eaten. They're strange little plants. But everything else pretty much does that. And so what I was saying about the carnivore diet, a lot of times people will go onto a full carnivore and then their body goes, oh, there's no oxalates coming in, which, you know, we're really good at shoving things into places and spaces. And so when you're not bringing that in and putting that burden on your body, well, hey, howdy, it starts grabbing the stuff from the body spaces that it had it shoved into, like your joints or your abdomen, and it will begin flushing it through. And then all of a sudden you'll end up with a bottleneck problem. And then people will blame it on the carnivore diet. And it's not actually the carnivore diet that caused the issue. It's because your body was attempting to detox everything. And then it's kind of counterintuitive. But what happens is you should actually eat some foods that have the oxalate poisonings in it. Because that at that point, it slows your body down as to what it's doing. So it halts that process or puts the brakes on for that. So when you go to do a detox, make sure you do it slower. And then if you do something that's like a carnivore type diet, understand that sometimes these things can come up and out. So at that point, go ahead and eat some almonds or eat some sweet potato, those or regular potatoes. They have the oxalates in it and would put the brakes on if you're struggling with those symptoms. And I'm going to say it, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. But seriously, I am not here to diagnose, treat, whatever medical disclaimer thing. So, and definitely do your own research for what you're doing. Wheat and corn are technically grasses, and some say that it's best not to consume at all. But I have to agree, these in a diet, moderation is key. And that's just it. I tend to look at the dental, and a lot of times, well, I'm not going to eat wheat and corn because, quite frankly, those two have been used for, I won't say used for, they've had their genetics monkeyed with so much that I just don't trust them. And I'm not the only one. There's entire countries that have stood back and said, you know what, I don't think so. But yeah, that's just it. Our brains need the cholesterol. Absolutely. Our brains are a good 80% fat. And so you really need to make sure that you're getting a good quality fat. Avoid seed oils if you can. And yes, for entertainment purposes only. Thank you, Annie Bear. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, that sounds nice. Yep, see? Yeah. And that's just it. I find for any of your foods, you can find a substitute. Almost everything. You can find a different substitute that's going to work better with your body. And I got to say it, you know, we are slightly older. We've got decades more of being down here. And, if it was a choice between I'm going to starve or I'm going to eat the sweet potato, well, I'm going to eat the sweet potato. you know but that's how our bodies were built. They were built for survival to begin with. And so a lot of times whenever we're older, we've got a few decades underneath us and we try to do the detox, sometimes the body's on board with detoxing a little too deeply, and so it will try to do too much too soon. Yeah, vegetarian with many food allergies. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Oh, Valerie. I have been definitely sending you energy, 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 and just really, really wanting you to get over this and just take good care of yourself, please. Please don't feel like you have to hurry for any of this. We'll still be here when you come back. Definitely make sure you stay hydrated too. Yeah, I know, right? We got lied to for a generation. My mom thought health. Yeah, margarine was healthy, right? Same with mine. Oh, bless her. Had a bagel, but no appetite. Yeah, she's going to need to stick with stuff that's very easy to digest right now. Rice is good and gentle. If you're recovering from tummy troubles like that, the rice will definitely help. And you can mix a little bit of the chicken broth in with the rice. And that works for kitty cats as well as it does for people. Oh, wow. So, Cosmic Blue Avian, well, maybe we should just move over here to yours, huh? Wowzers. Yeah, I know, right? We've just been lied to so much over here. It's really sad, but we got hoodwinked. But next month, well, we're kind of, like I said, we're coming into the energy for learning this stuff. Next month is definitely the month of truth. And so what you're eating, and if you can get it closest to the source, so much the better. Yeah. Yeah, when you're under the weather. Oops, sorry about that. Try this again. It jumped. But yeah, um Jello is another one of those. Don't do the solid Jello though. That will come right back up. I speak from experience as a kid. But yeah, that was one of the things that we used to have whenever I was a kid. Well, that's one method of doing it. Valerie and I discovered you should be trying something called molybdenum, though, in order to bind with the aldehydes that are happening. That's so funny. Well, hey, this is true. Alcohol will bump off quite a lot of cooties, that's for sure. It used to be taken for medicinal purposes. I mean, think about it. Back in the day, whenever they created the alcohols, where they were living, they I don't blame them. I'm thinking in terms of like the swamps that were around some of the locations, man. They're not going to be. Why do you think they started drinking tea and making alcohol? And in some locations, let me think, the beer. I want to say, was it the beer for the Viking types, but more it was more the Germanic races. The beer has so many carbs in it that they treated it as a food. In fact, there was at one point where with the beer they needed to. I want to say that was the 1800s, but it might have been the 1700s. They had to go through and ban the beer for a little short time because they were running out of grain to use in their bread making. So a little trivia there. Fennel, caraway, ginger, and mint are really good gut stabilizers as well. Yeah, peppermint is a really nice one. Ginger, although be careful with ginger because if you're using real ginger, it can stimulate your tummy to go if you're taking too much. But the fennel and the caraway, fennel is especially nice. Vodka makes me sick. I have to say, I'm pretty sure it would make me sick too. I really like the rum. Yeah, fennel is my black licorice friend. Yes. Anise is another one that's nice, but I think the fennel is the one that's really good for the tummy. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, aside from the buzz, it was really helpful for them because you know, at that time period, they really didn't drink water because there were so many people that were just unaliving because of the Black Plague that they really did have to start. And it wasn't just the plagues; it was also the violence in between the tribes and everything. But pure water was really difficult for them to come by. So yeah, they started to look for different ways around it. Handy Bear saying just go with the peppermint patties. Yeah, yeah, that's just it. hmm Yeah, that literally is it because you also had sanitation trouble. So yeah, that literally was your purest water to consume. Karen, is that a true story? Oh heavens! I figure everything, like I said, all things in moderation. Yeah, our ancestors dealt with the dirty water too. You betcha. Ah, good grief. But yeah, yeah, I like I said, as soon as I saw what happened with Valerie, I definitely wanted to share that because people that, like I said, that have critters that have undergone the deworming process for their pets, they'll understand that. Like I said, if there's too much of the cooties, too much of the bad stuff, you can accidentally cause that to die off, and then the poor animal is left with an enormous um, overwhelm in the body that needs to be cleaned up. So can really really put you under the weather. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like this probiotics. I'm so glad that you're on board with the probiotic idea for this to support it. I don't know if it would help you or not, but you might try cloves, Karen. Just suck on a couple of cloves. But I think you're trying some other stuff also for your tooth infection. Oh yeah, yeah. This. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have an insane amount of grapevines in the back. You can also do that, although it's really revolting, but you can also burn wood to make the charcoal, and then you can run your water through the charcoal. We do love some mushos. Ooh, leaf burdock, olives, olive leaf, garlic. Garlic is another natural antibiotic. How darko is really nice. That's very supportive to the kidneys. Turmeric. I was on a real turmeric kick for a while. Then my body said, nope, I've had enough. Thank you. Did anybody get to see that meteorite that came through? Apparently, we had an enormous fireball come through, and there was a ton of people that were speaking about it. I want to say that was earlier this week, where they had actually seen in the state of Oregon. And I'm not sure that it didn't land maybe in Idaho, but it was pretty wild. Some people heard a sonic boom. I was asleep. Of course, I missed it. But some people heard the sonic boom, but other people got to watch it. It was a green fireball that came across the state of Oregon and then landed, I believe, in Idaho. But they said it was making this loud sizzling sound as it went through the air, which was pretty wild. I had seen it in a newspaper clipping, I think. Yeah, it was like a local newspaper clipping where they were talking about it earlier this week. Oh, we doing pizzas, huh? Oil of oregano. Yeah, and see, oil of oregano, if you're not careful with that, it can end up accidentally bumping off your good tummy bacteria too. I think that might be what happened with Valerie. Yeah, no bread. Huh. Barbara O'Neill for natural remedies. There's all kinds of people that I've learned from over the years. And a lot of people, we learned it from the animals to begin with because we got to watch what the animals were doing first. And we're all like, oh, well, that didn't kill off the deer, so maybe we can use that for. I know, right? Go find out those things are expensive too. Yeah, if you have ever found one of the meteorites, like the Moldavites or anything like that, um, if you go to sell it, do not sell it cheaply because those things are worth a lot. If you know for sure that it came from the sky, those things are worth a lot of money, like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah, yeah, they'd said that it was going to be coming over, and then, like I said, I was really surprised that I was surprised I missed it entirely. But our section of the coast was pretty much full of clouds, so I didn't get to see any of it. But yeah, apparently it blazed right across Oregon, and then I think it landed somewhere in Idaho. Wow, you guys are getting ready for lunch, aren't you? Yeah, yeah, that one crystal, Moldavite. Moldavite's got an amazing energy too. You can look Moldavite up. Just put it into a YouTube search, and you'll find people that have frequency music coming, or just recordings of frequencies from the Moldavite, which is really cool. I've done that with some of my crystals. Yeah, I wear my Tektite, Herkimer diamond, and Moldavite trio necklace daily. That is awesome. I'll bet the energy from that is really amazing. Ooh, golly, that's beautiful. Annie Bear, I'm wearing a wooden feather. How pretty. Neater, skeeter. Before I forget, I'm going to be posting. I do have the information now. Um, a week ago, I did. Um, a week ago, I did a recording with Lorraine Gailey, and her show is New Earth. I can never remember what it is. It's like NEO, I think, for her channel. And so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the information on my, I think, on my community post. And so, if you would like to go ahead and register for that, the important thing on it is the MP3 thing that I did today, the meridian balancing that I did today. I created MP3s just for her show. They are a special price just for her audience. So if you register for hers, you can go through. I got the promotional information yesterday, so I'm going to try posting it, like I said, on my community post. So that you guys can register and so that you can take advantage of them, because I did a set of 5 MP3s. These are not the MP3s that are going to be sold anywhere else. They were created just exclusively for Loren's group. So these are all for Quantum Conversations. And so each one of those is going to be, there's a human one for small animals, one for large animals, and one for dogs and cats. Yeah, that's everybody. And so, but like I said, those are going to be an exclusive price just for her audience. And so I wanted you guys to know about that as well. And so on Monday, that's supposed to be released. And then, yeah, the interview is going to be over there on her channel then. Lorraine Gailey, and like I said, I'm going to try posting this in my community tab. So on my on my channel here, I'm going to try to post that so that you guys can get registered and take advantage of that as well. So that's her name, Lorraine Gailey, and she lives in Colorado. And I've known her for a while now. I took a course with her to do the recordings, the MP3s. So she taught me how to do the MP3 training. Oh, you're welcome, Annie Bear. Looks like we're swapping recipes up here. Scroll back up because I think somebody else was asking a question at the same time. I think Karen. Okay, so what about us older ladies who have hormones, lower? One of the things that I had heard about with the carnivore diet was that it actually is very supportive for older women because it supplies us with the protein and with the fat, the healthy fat that's needed in order to produce correct hormones. And I gotta say, I did some research into that. Just throw in like ladies that are 70 years and on the carnivore diet, and I mean, just look at their videos. It's pretty impressive what the diet has done for them, and that's just it. It's because it's nutritionally giving them the support that their body needs in order to replenish and renew and to it helps to give their bodies the building blocks in order to rebuild themselves. And yep, getting sleepy. I'm surprised people actually were able to hang in there for as long as you did after the energy balancing that we did today. Okay, gang, so I'm going to go ahead and close this one. Yeah, everybody's getting ready for a nap or eat. Probably eat and then take another nap. But I want to thank everybody for stopping by and for being here today. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for doing all of your wishes and everything for Valerie, if you could just continue to keep her in your thoughts, that until she makes a full recovery for us. Hi, Paul. Oh, I'm so sorry that you you'll have to rewatch the replay, unfortunately. But we did an energy clearing thing. I did an energy balancing for the meridians. But thank you so much for coming in. And I will be next. Like I said, I'm going to try posting the information about Lorraine Gailey. That's going to be released on Monday. And then, of course, I will be back on Tuesday with your Oracle card read for the week. So enjoy the rest of Namu and the 2 days of Ma'ita then. Great. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye.